I'm so proud of the effort that we started with on this game. I thought from the tip, our kids were on a mission, and starting with Bailey, just knocking down shots and pushing the pace. I thought that we played really good team defense, especially early, and then and we just kept the foot on the pedal. Really enjoyed them sharing the basketball and just how tough they played. SMU is a good basketball team, and they're well coached, and they're going to win a lot of games. We knew that they would try to pressure us up and try to turn us over, and so probably the stat that I am most pleased with is the lack of turnovers. 13, I mean, you want to be under 12, but to be 13 against that type of pressure, I think is really, really good. So overall, really great win for our program. It's an ACC school that we had on our home court that we handedly beat, and really excited about the next two games that are coming in.
Bailey, your coach mentioned it, but you had a little bit of a different look to you to start this game. Was there something in particular, or was it just part of the game plan?
No, it was just if you're open, hit shots. That's kind of been our theme, is make open shots, and that's something I haven't really been doing. So tonight, I finally made it happen. Jalen made it happen. Everybody just hit the shots that they were supposed to hit.
And Jalen, you've been so aggressive attacking the basket this year. Was that something you wanted to do more coming into the year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. I mean, it gets everybody else open when everyone's aggressive and everyone's, where they need to be, especially we talk about pace all the time, so I think that definitely helps.
And Bailey, I'll let you answer this as the senior, but in shoot-around today, it was reported that your coaches were kind of getting after y'all, saying that we're not coaching y'all to be average, we're coaching y'all to be on by 25. I think y'all won by 31. I guess, can you speak to that level of expectation and kind of what's going on in practice for you guys this year?
Absolutely. That's how our practices should be, and that's how our practices should be every day. Nobody wants to be average. Nobody in our locker room wants to be average. And honestly, it's our responsibility as players to hold ourselves to that standard. The coaches should have never had to say that, but they did, and it snapped us out of it. So moving forward, just that's kind of something that we're going to focus on, coming in prepared, being prepared, playing and executing with, purpose.
For both of you, what's been the biggest change in offense this year? It feels like there's a bit more flow, ball movement, a little bit more intent. What's kind of gotten into that, Bailey and Jalen?
I think just being more aggressive. Like you said, Jalen's been super aggressive this year. When your four players are aggressive and they're in the middle of the floor almost all the time in our offense, it just opens everything else up.
Mm-hmm. I would say the same things, and also us having multi-level scorers on the on the court. I feel like when I drive, there's always, someone following a post to dump down to and someone in the corner. So definitely having everyone on the spot, or not just having them in the spot, but knowing they can shoot it from that spot too definitely helps.
Bailey, you in specific, but the entire team as a whole, just punching the ball out and kind of getting to it whenever it may not be a steal per se, but you're just swatting the ball away. What is it about the team philosophy that has you guys be so aggressive?
It's just a mindset. When you're playing defense and you knock it out 5, 6, 7 times, it just deflates the other team. And when they get deflated, we smell blood, and we know it's time to go.
And then for both y'all, what was the off-ball movement like? I mean, it was clear that you guys got to the top of the key or the corner pretty wide open. How much did that help you guys right now?
I would say a lot. When you have open shots, it changes the flow of the game. It changes, how fast you can play. When you're making shots, you feel good. We're able to play fast. So just being able to hit those first shots in the beginning of the game, we knew that we were going to be able to just run all night.
Anything else for players? Thanks, girls.
Good job, guys. Good job. Ice bath.
Kind of staying on that note, it did seem like there was a lot of open looks for them tonight. How much of that was scouting and how much of that was just the way that they played?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were trying to draw two. We knew that they would hedge ball screens, and so we were trying to embrace that pressure and keep two on the ball and then be able to find open shooters. I think our kids did a great job of not letting the ball stick and let it slow us down. But I think just the pace that we were playing at really helped as far as just moving the ball and getting paint touches and good kick-out threes.
And then you talked about having prolific scores, but this is now you've had 2 quarters where you scored 30 points. You didn't have any last season. Just what do you see the biggest difference right now?
It's really pace. It really is about pace, and our defense, because we're defending and we're rebounding the basketball so we can get out. I mean, clearly, I think you have to give some credit to Gemma Nunez. I mean, she's a true point guard who is pass first mentality. She loves to play at a fast pace. Sydney Love is helping that as well, and it allows Bailey and Danae and our shooters to get down the floor and get spotted up. And so that when we do kick it ahead, they can get paint touches as well. So I just think overall as a group, we have a lot of pieces that maybe we haven't had in the past, and the pace that we're playing at has been much, much better.
Coach, you mentioned that you were real impressed with the girls really taking care of the ball and limiting turnovers, and that's just been a big point of emphasis for you guys in practice. In the first quarter, you guys had 5 assists and 0 turnovers. So how's that kind of sitting with you, like, now that you just took care of the ball, like, real early on and carrying that momentum into the next matchup against Arkansas?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, we'll have to point out to the girls that they didn't have any turnovers, which probably helped us score 30 points, because when you're not giving the other team, extra opportunities, that probably increases your opportunity to score it. So we definitely will need to make that correlation, because when you take care of the basketball and don't give your opponents second chance opportunities, you have more to score with. So I think that's just huge for us, and where I will say that we fell short was keeping them off the offensive glass, because they had 20 offensive rebounds, and that's just like a turnover as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to have to make sure we're not giving them extra opportunities, because whenever our offense isn't clicking, or if we're not knocking down shots, or if we get in foul trouble or something like that, we're going to have to be able to take care of the ball, keep people off the glass, and just defend to stay in basketball games.
It's just your overall reaction on Snudda surpassing 1,000 career points tonight.
Yeah, super proud of her, and not surprised at all. From just the little time that she's been here, you can tell how much of an offensive threat she is. Really fun player to watch, and it'll be interesting to see how many she can get before she graduates from here, right?
The on-ball defense seemed like it was much improved from Texas State. I guess, what did y'all work on from then to now against a team that really wants to spread you out and get to the paint? Yeah,
we tried real hard to try to side the basketball and keep it on one side of the floor. And whenever they set those ball screens, we did a much better job in our ice defense and keeping it on one side. But we also, in the full court, were a little bit smarter about when we were trapping and who we were trapping, because we were not going to allow Ty Skinner to split us and chase her down the floor. So I thought our kids really followed that game plan really well.
Jada Malone kind of had a little bit of a breakout game. What has she been working on that kind of has allowed her to do that in this game?
I actually talked to Jada after the Texas State game, because obviously we know she can produce so much more, and she's been battling her knees a little bit, and we've been trying to get her into game shape with those knees. And but I told her, I was like, you just have to be more productive when you're on the floor, because that's what we brought her here for, and she can do those things. We've seen it. And so I loved her mentality today. I thought that she didn't rush anything. I thought she moved her feet better. I thought that she was really tough inside, which is where we need her to be, and loved her presence on the glass even. I think she got a couple of offensive rebound putbacks, which were really tough for us.
And Bailey said it was just about hitting open shots, but did you see something different about her?
No doubt. Yeah, I definitely thought that Bailey was on go from the tip. The first bucket that she hit, the 3-point play, the 4-point play, I guess it was not designed like that. Her man didn't find her, and so Gemma saw how open she was. So really, for her to shoot that 3 on the first pass of the game, I'm really glad that she knocked it down and that she was locked in, because we want to always be aggressive to the glass early and not settle for something without getting a paint touch first. And so really proud of her for knocking that down. But she just had a different flow about her. She was very aggressive on offense, and she was extremely good on defense. And that's what we've been really harping on her about a lot, is being a complete player and playing every possession. And I thought she was an eraser tonight on defense. She took some charges. She came up with some steals. When we maybe weren't great on the ball or the ball got in front of us, she was there to erase it. And that's what we've been missing, is somebody that has been in our program long enough to understand our defensive philosophy and how to help the first line of defense. And I thought she did a really good job of that tonight.
And I think it was about a 16-0 run in that third quarter. There was a timeout. You came out on the court and were trying to pump up the crowd. What are you wanting them to see in this year's team?
Look, well, everybody's been on me, right? Everybody's been on me about getting this team to where it needs to be. And we're there. Like, we're getting there. And these kids are playing their asses off. And to beat an ACC team, to have them down by 30 and to make SMU call the first time out of the third quarter, like, I want our fans on the feet, appreciating the hard play and like just celebrating that, because it's hard to win Division I basketball games, and it's hard to win Power 4 basketball games, and these kids are playing their hearts out. So I just want them to get some momentum. I appreciate everybody that came to the game today, and we want them to come back on Sunday because it's not getting any easier. But we want them to be just as engaged as they are at the men's games, obviously. You know, our kids are playing their tails off.
Kind of like I asked Bailey and Jalen, the offense just looks like it has more flow to it. How much of that is Gemma being like a true point guard leading it, and how much of it is just the benefit of having somebody else besides your leading scorers have to be the ball handlers?
Yeah,
as
we
well?
have a lot of offensive threats. I mean, we have several people that can score the basketball, so that obviously helps. It certainly helps when you've got a point guard that can get downhill, that can make two take you, that can get paint touches. We have a better flow. But these kids are really smart too. They really know, and they're unselfish. They really know how to help each other score, and they're not afraid to make the extra pass. They know certain sets that we run and who they are for, and they're okay with it. They don't blow up plays themselves just to get their own. And I think that's really huge. They're super unselfish. They love to move the basketball. And the way our offense is that it's in transition. We've got a lot of different looks that certain people can get certain mismatches. And I think our kids are really understanding where to get the basketball to our scorers in their spots, because I think it's important that we don't put people in uncomfortable situations that they're not used to. Like, they're getting the ball to them where they can ISO somebody one-on-one, where they can get a ball screen and we can attack, and we've got great spacing for our shooters. So it's just, I think you can tell the benefits of playing this summer quite a bit, and they really have a good connection right now, but they're smart basketball players and they're really unselfish.
In the first year, for a couple tough home games in a row here against major conference opponents, what are you kind of taking away from this one going into the next two?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to celebrate this one tonight for sure, because I think our kids just played their tails off. But we got to turn around tomorrow and get refocused, because Arkansas is an SEC school. They play really fast. They can shoot the ball really well. They have a new coach who I'm very familiar with. I've played against her since I was at West Texas A&M, and she does a fantastic job. And they're on a winning streak right now too. So our kids have got to make sure that they continue to stay hungry, and that's what I've seen from our kids so far, is that they've stayed hungry every game that we've played.
You mentioned that your team is very unselfish, has high IQ. How much do you credit that to the age of this team? And then how sustainable do you feel it is next year, obviously having a much younger team?
Yeah, no doubt the age certainly helps. And all these kids came here to play in the NCAA tournament and to help this program get back there. And so they're very, very focused on that. And so they're very mature. And I've said that from the get-go. We actually just had a team meeting yesterday just about making sure that we're not becoming complacent, making sure that we continue to work on our communication, building relationships with one another, not letting any type of outside drama come into our team, that we don't get selfish in any form or fashion, and that we just continue to stay together, because that togetherness is what's going to continue to move us forward. Next year, I think that we will have the right people returning that will understand how to lead them. I think we're recruiting the right kids that will know the expectations. Love the fact that Bro's at every home game, she's just chomping at the bit, and love that she's getting to see what these seniors are leaving as their legacy, and there's no doubt that our kids next year will carry it forward. All right. Thank you, guys.